Police in Colorado are being sued for assaulting a 73-year-old woman who lives with dementia. So her crime is the only crime really, disrespecting a police officer, not following the police officer's commands, and this stemmed from forgetting to pay $13 for stuff at Walmart. So now the video that I'm about to show you is incredibly disturbing. And so content warning on this. And what it's going to show is Officer Austin Hopp making an arrest of 73-year-old Karen Garner, who you can see from the video, she's not going to understand what exactly is happening around her as she's being arrested. And again, content warning. Here we go.
All right, let's stop, ma'am. I don't think you want to play it this way. Ma'am, police, stop. You want to stop with lights on, siren? Stop. You just left Walmart. Do you need to be arrested right now? No. Okay. Let's stop. Come on. Come on.
I'm going home.
No, on the ground. Stay on the ground.
I'm going home.
On the ground. On the ground. On the ground. Bravo 242. After a short struggle, she's now detained. Come on. I am code 4.
Do that.
Why did you do that? I told you to stop. You don't get to act this way. Come on, stay on the ground.
Okay. So, that's incredibly hard to watch. So from what I could see, she did not look like she was there. I think there was some obvious, there's obviously something wrong with her. Okay. And that's not to be ableist. It's just that she didn't seem like she was understanding what was going on. She had no idea what was happening to her. So it had no idea what she was doing wrong. Now, according to the complaint, this would be true. Garner has cortical dementia. Now, this is characterized by the impairment of at least 2 different brain functions, according to the lawsuit. On top of that, she has something called sensory aphasia, which they described as an inability to understand spoken, written, or tactile speech symbols that result from damage to the area of the brain concerned with language. So understand that she could not understand what the police officer was telling her to do. She couldn't really understand, like, I want you to stop. I'm arresting you. Do you understand that you're under arrest for stealing from Walmart, essentially? She couldn't understand. Now, maybe had there been a social worker on hand, well, maybe, they could have understood what to do, because they would have training to deal with people with mental illness. But of course, it gets worse, as it always does. Again, more content warnings. Here it is.
Why are you doing this, ma'am? All right. Stand up.
I'm not doing anything.
Right now you're resisting, which is not going to fly with me. And before that, you tried to steal from Walmart. And they caught you and took the stuff back.
I'm not going anywhere.
Why are you fighting with me? And why are you trying to slip the cuffs off?
I'm going home.
Stop.
I'm going home.
No, you're not. Are you finished? Are you finished? We don't play this game. You understand me? And if you try to kick me, oh, this is gonna be bad.
I'm going home.
Stop.
I'm going
Hey.
home. I'm going home. I'm going
Quit.
home. Ow.
Are you finished?
I'm going home.
Hey, stand up. hurt you.
Alright, let's just go to the ground. On the ground.
Going home.
On the ground. Why are you doing this? Let's see who she is.
I'm going home. I'm going home.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to search her real quick.
So the lawsuit explains that around that time where you just saw, Officer Hop had actually dislocated this woman's shoulder, Garner's shoulder. So it is fractured. And so notice how one of the few things that she said, she couldn't answer the question. She didn't know what was going on. She didn't answer the police officer because there was no understanding. It was just, let me go. I'm going home. I'm going home. And it makes me wonder, like, wait, did her reaction of just complete and utter confusion, did that not set up a red flag? Did that not make the officer think, I think there's something wrong with her. Wait, she doesn't seem to understand my commands. Perhaps I should not manhandle her. But no, that's not what happened, obviously. Instead of thinking, hey, we might be dealing with somebody who's mentally impaired, maybe we should call an ambulance, see what's going on here. No, it's you're resisting, and now I must use maximum force against you to restrain you. This was so shocking that it ended up bringing in a bystander who was concerned about this lady. In fact, here's that interaction, which ends with something that is completely and utterly ironic. Take a look.
Who's my sergeant?
Yeah.
Okay, well, first, I can tell you that. Sergeant Metzler, he's at the police department. You can go talk to him if you have an issue.
Yeah, give me your card so I can put a report.
Okay.
I see you is there how you throw the little kid.
Little kid?
Well, I don't know
He's not
if
a little
it's
kid. And this
he
is
was
what happened.
he was just walking, and I see you how
She
you
just
grab him.
stole from Walmart and refused to stop, refused to listen to lawful orders, and to fight me. This is what happens when you fight the police. I have to use force to safely detain her. That's what this is. This isn't just some random act of aggression.
Oh, well,
I don't know if you realize that.
Yeah, well, the way that I see it from over there,
Okay.
I was like, that's no.
But you don't know the whole situation. That's the thing.
Yeah, but it's like.
But
you
knowing
see,
the situation, do you
not
feel differently now?
Oh yeah, but
That's it.
like seeing it from there, that guy just walking.
Yeah, I get
you
that.
know?
I get that. So when I went to go grab her and talk to her, she started running, leaving, pulling away from me, trying to fight me.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't see it running.
Exactly. So before you go to a snap judgment, you gotta get all the facts.
But right here, she wasn't running.
I get that.
I see her walking right
Yeah.
there. You pull
All right.
over.
I gotta deal with this. You hang tight, okay?
And that was it. That really aged poorly. Because it turns out the police officer did not know the facts. He apparently did not know that she had dementia, despite signs that something was absolutely wrong. That she could not comply with your commands because she couldn't understand them. That's the issue. Okay? And by the way, here's the shoplifting complaint. Okay? According to the complaint, Garner allegedly left a Walmart without paying for $13.88 worth of merchandise. Now, she didn't just go with you. You didn't see, her holding anything. So you think, well, what did she steal? Well, it turns out that she didn't actually take anything. Employees stopped her, took back the items, and then when she offered her credit card to pay for something, they declined. So they just took it back and then called the cops on her. So now it was reported by the complaint that she was unable to communicate with them or understand what was happening, but apparently had enough of a lucid moment to offer her credit card. And yet this officer came down on her like a ton of bricks after the fact. Because, again, she didn't leave with stolen merchandise. There was no merchandise left to recover. It was already at the store, and they let her go. The people at the store let her go. And so at the end of the day, there was nothing. There was nothing. But no, $13.88. You tried to steal from a Walmart, so now we're coming for you. And this entire thing happens. And by the way, the bystander, bless his heart, he came and he was like, wow, that's a problem. She's like 80 pounds. And she, like I said, weighs pretty much nothing. It looks pretty frail and incredibly confused. And none of that stopped this police officer from using maximum force. Maximum force. All told, the lawsuit states that Garner sustained a fractured and dislocated shoulder, scrapes to her face, a bloody nose, contusions to her knees. The lawsuit also states that forgetting to pay for items at a store is one of the most common and well-known symptoms witnessed in elderly persons suffering from dementia. And that's pretty bad. And one more fact makes it even worse. So now this arrest happens, and you've got 3 people involved. You ended up having the police sergeant, Metzler, involved. You also had the partner, Jalali, as well as the arresting officer, Hop. They ended up taking her in and then covering it up. So now Garner ended up being denied access to medical care once she had been put into the jail. So, from the complaint, quote, Ms. Garner's right to be free from unreasonable seizure and excessive force is described herein was clearly established at the time the defendant officers Hop, Jalali, and Metzler attacked her, handcuffed her, broke her arm. They hogtied her as well. That's something that is also in the entire full video. I didn't have time to show you that as well. But yes, they did hogtie her as well to put her in the car. And then they kept her in isolation away from medical care, in pain, and in handcuffs for a total of 6 hours. As a result, the Loveland Police Department said on Thursday they're investigating the incident and said that they only learned about it the day before. This was reported in Law and Crime yesterday on Sunday. Now, Hop, who the department did not originally name, was placed on administrative leave, probably with pay. Pending the investigation, Jalali and Metzler, also not identified by the department, are also on administrative duties. So they're still working. And so, hey, ACAB, I'm telling you, when I watched this video, it was incredibly difficult. I was screaming at the monitor. Screaming. She doesn't understand you. There's something wrong. She doesn't understand your commands. How is she supposed to comply with police if she literally cannot understand the commands that are being told to her? She doesn't get it. She doesn't understand because there's something wrong with her. And maybe you should be able to pick up on that. And if you can't, maybe the department should hire people that can. And that's the problem. Okay. But again, hearing the facts, the allegation of this lawsuit, it's more damning because again, she didn't run off with stolen merchandise. This was all over $13. And this was from somebody at the store, an employee that was like, oh, hey, this old woman, she tried to steal $13 worth of merchandise. And so we're going to call the cops on her. Maybe they realized, or maybe they didn't realize that she was impaired in some way, and decided to call the cops. I don't know what happened, okay, to precipitate this as far as the store is concerned and what they should do. Why they didn't try to get a hold of somebody, I don't know, like a mental health professional. Oh, right, we don't have that. We don't have that in this country. Oh, no, the only option is to call the police, which will bust your head in. Jesus. This is why I say, I know it's not popular. I don't give a goddamn. Defund the police. Defund the police. You know why? Because what we could use that money for, instead of officer like Captain ACAB over here, okay, they could have somebody that is trained in dealing with mental illness, okay, dealing with people who do have dementia, do have autism. Yes, I've seen police officers shoot people with autism for not following commands, but they can't understand. They can't understand if you can't understand a police's command. That doesn't give them a right to shoot you, tackle you, or whatever. Oh, ugh. But here's the thing about police in America, okay? Police in America are trained for one thing, violence. That's really it. Their training revolves around how can you take down and subdue the enemy in the safest way possible for the officer, for the arresting officer. Your safety, if you're the one being arrested, your safety is not guaranteed at all. Even if you follow instructions, your life could be in danger. We've seen that with Daniel Shaver, who was shot and killed by police when he was trying to follow instructions. And by the way, if you are unable to follow instructions at for any reason, like you can't hear them, for example, and we've got plenty of them. Dylan Taylor, shot and killed. He had headphones in, couldn't hear the officer. Elijah McClain, special needs, also had headphones in, and then was, of course, he was a unique individual. Let's just say that. Elijah McClain wasn't hurting anybody, ended up complying with police, apologizing. He was killed anyway. He was killed from a ketamine injection because, you're excited delirium. Excited delirium, which actually isn't a real thing. And he's just saying, I'm sorry, I'm just different. I'm just different. Well, it turns out if you're different in this society, if you're deaf or you can't hear, if you have special needs, anything like that, then your life is absolutely in danger, and a police officer is the last person that you want to see. And this woman, she couldn't understand what was happening to her. And that's, and at the end of the day, all she was like, what was happening to her was getting tossed around, manhandled, and she had no idea. She must have been absolutely terrified that this person was assaulting her for no reason. And in fact, here's the thing. I wonder why she didn't have anybody to be with her. It is obvious that, she should not be, out by herself. We need people to look after people like that. But here's the problem in America. We don't have that. And maybe it's because we put more funding into police to crack heads in the military to kill brown people overseas than we do for healthcare and we do for elder care. And that's the thing. That kind of care is not guaranteed in this country. And that's probably the worst part. Maybe her family can't afford to have her with round-the-clock care like she obviously seems to need. And so that gives her the opportunity to, go through and walking, and going to the store and forgetting to pay for something. And, well, that's what happens in this country. We might want to get on to fixing that. Maybe we should defund the Pentagon, use that money for healthcare, defund the police, fund mental health care. I don't know, maybe just a couple of ideas, because whatever we're doing right now doesn't work. It's broken. Or maybe she doesn't have family support. That's another good point. Not everybody has family. Not everybody has people that can take care of them. And everybody has the money to be able to be put into a home or a group home or a group setting or a place where we can take care of them. That is something that's not just endemic to America, by the way, the lack of care like this, but also in other countries, even countries with specialized, like universal health care. Canada has some issues, but undoubtedly we have way more issues than everyone else. And this country seems to be the only one where the police are incredibly brutal, even to a 73-year-old woman. It is absolutely infuriating. It's disgusting, and it has to change. My God, it has to change. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.